Well, what is up, YouTubeville? My name's Bill, this is Pirate Solutions Forestry, and in my wind down here before Christmas time, just got done with Santa's float in the Falmouth Christmas Parade. If you want to see that, Google Falmouth, Massachusetts Christmas Parade. You probably see me and Danny walking in the parade and the float that we made for Santa, the sleigh boat. Navy ship that we made for Santa. Came out really cool. That's what I've been working on for the last week. So why you haven't seen any videos. And today I'm up against weather. I've got weather coming in. It's crazy. Gonna rain for 2-3 days. Ton of rain, and I'm trying to get a couple things knocked out before the rain. So I decided to mill a log today for a customer, my friend Ed Giordino, who's not really feeling very well. And if you guys could kind of give him some prayers, that would be great. But he had brought over a white oak log that he wants milled into 2-inch slabs. So we are going to try to do that today. Now, I want to give him a really good product. So we're going to see, I'm running a Stellicut band that's been sharpened and run through a lot of material. And if it doesn't work good, we're going to have to change out bands to a resharp Stellicut to try to give them the best finish on these white oak slabs that we can. However, I'm going to give you a look at the log, and I'm trying to grow up and kind of be like George at Middlefield Custom Sawmills. George is just, you want to watch a guy slab some wood, watch George. George does a great job. I'm also testing out a new pair of mechanics gloves that I built the Santa float with. And I'm already starting to see some stuff peeling off them. But so far, so good. Got a little wound. We're going to go at it. Got antifreeze in my water to keep it from freezing. And we're going to see how this band cuts. And if the band won't pull this off, then like I said, we'll swap it out. We'll put another one on. I'll pause you guys. But we're going to see what we can get out of this thing. It's going to be really cool. I'll give you a look at the log. Mama and Danny are down at the Veterans Center. I had to run down there this morning in a panic and pull the float apart because Paul Moskovsky, who lent us the trailer that we built the float on, needed it back. So I want to get it right back to him. So I went down, pulled that apart this morning, and now we got this gnarly, actually kind of beautiful white oak log up here. I did do a little trimming on it. It had branches sticking off both sides. And it's going to be a really cool log. So I'll give you a look down this end. It's going to be a really nice looking log. We're going to try to get ourselves a flat spot across the top here, flip it over. Now, I've got multiple crotch figure pieces coming out of this log. So you got crotch across here. Let me give you a look from the other side. You can see how knobby it is. You got a crotch going across here. You got a crotch going that way. I can't line the pith up because the pith doesn't go through the middle of this log. You also got a crotch down there. So what I determined, and you have a limb coming out there and one on the other side. So what I determined was that this was the best orientation to kind of get the most figure out of this thing. It's going to be gorgeous regardless. But we're going to start milling on it. We're going to see what we get. Hopefully, this band will handle it. And if it won't, we'll swap it out. We're going to have to do, obviously, one flip on this log because it's going to get milled into 2-inch slabs. I've already warmed up the mill. We're going to go to town. And hopefully, this all goes good. I'm hoping I don't need a lot of flitches. I don't know if you guys can see in the background out there, but I've got real bad weather coming in here. I got to get the mill closed back up and covered. So we're going to go at it here. We're going to see if we get the top cleaned off. There is some weird, I don't even know how deep this goes, but there's a weird plunge chainsaw cut right here. I don't think it's going to interfere with anything because of the curve in the log. I think we're going to get below that pretty quick. And see how it goes. We'll see how the Stellicut band cuts. I would say that the Stellite inserts feel really sharp and the other inserts are marginal. Oh, they're not bad at all. They still are peeling. See if I get a close up here. Checked a bunch of them. They're still peeling fingernails, so they should be okay. I think flipping this thing is going to be pretty tough. We'll see if we can do it by hand, but let's see if we can get this knocked out before Christmas here. This, for me, just so you guys know, is like when I mill customer logs, it's $100 an hour. So however long it takes me, it takes me. And usually I round it up because sometimes a log like this will only take 40 minutes and I'm definitely not going to charge less than $100. So we'll go at it and we'll see what happens. And if we hit metal, destroy a band, whatever, you guys will see it for the first time right here. So the top cut's going to be around 14. This log is 19 and a half-ish. Approximately, let's see, 4, 8, 10, 12. It's almost 12 feet long. There's going to be a real cool figure inside this log, and I'll scrape it off and show you guys. But let's get our top cut around. Yeah, I think it's going to be right around 14. So we'll try to take it off at 14. Let me throw my mechanics gloves on here. Hopefully, so what you want is you want to make sure. I had to do some funky stuff with the stops, the log stops, because it's such a funky shape. You just want to make sure it's not going to move, and this isn't. So I think we're going to be good as long as our guides are clear. We're going to be real good. Let's get ourselves dropped down to 14. We're going to check it out. My guide's not even close there. It's going to go way up more. So let's take it off right there. Let's see what we get. We'll take a look at the wood. Need a little more blade guide there. Cutting it a little close. Band's cutting great. The one thing that does not make any sense on a log like this is to cut it too close on that top cut. It might look like this is pretty thick, but it's really not thick because there's no way you could get a slab above this. So the band cut wonderful. It gave a beautiful cut. There's still a little bit of that saw cut. I'll show it to you. This is firewood now. We're going to pull this back, scrape it off and show you this cut. It's gorgeous wood. Now I'm probably going to take one. I'm going to see what that what that chainsaw cut looks like before I show you the wood here. We might take one 2-inch slab off this side right now, if this chainsaw cut's not very deep. Cut perfect. It cut nice and smooth. Yeah, no dips. We're kind of right at the bottom of that plunge cut. I'll show it to you so you can see it. Gorgeous wood. I think I'm going to take one 2-inch slab off this side right now. And then we'll flip it over and we'll mill the rest of it out. But it's a pretty log. And it's only going to get better. So you can see some of this. Look at that cool grain here. You got some rays, medullary rays radiating out here. Some beautiful figure through here. The next slab is going to look really cool. Trying to not fall down, walking inside this. Yeah, some beautiful stuff going on here. So we're going to take a 2-inch slab off this thing right now. And then we'll flip it over and we will mill this thing out. And I'll give you a look at each slab as we go. I'm probably going to pull the slabs off this side. Haven't really figured that out yet. I'm a little tight on my guide here, but I think I can clear. The band is still just, you know, guys, I don't know what to say about these Stellicut bands anymore. I don't know that I can make one not work. I mean, they're just phenomenal. So I think that one was at 14. We'll drop down. We'll take them on an inch increments, so they won't be exactly 2 inches, but close. We'll probably drop down to 12 right now. I'm just going to drop to 14 and just make sure that's where I was. Yep, perfect. We're going to drop to 12. Take a slab off it. This just gets one more thing out of my way before Christmas time here. Sand is staying right in the wheelhouse as I go. It's just singing along right now. Cutting beautifully. One nice monotone sound. Just singing along the rollers, making one noise all the way through. Just cutting great. I don't know that I can praise these bands enough. I'm about to run out of them. Getting into a wide part of the cut here. I just got to pull my thing out a little more. One, two, three up. Maybe 4. Shut it off. We'll pull this slab off. We'll take a look at it. Absolutely. That band is just cutting. I just don't know what to say about those bands anymore. If you're not cutting with those Stellite bands, then wow, wait till you see this. Then I just don't know what to say anymore. They just cut. They cut that good. They're unbelievable. Go back. These are heavy slabs. I'm going to clean this off. I'll show you this one. Like I said, they're only going to get better. There's not a whole lot of cuts in this log at 2 inches thick. Just cut so smooth. Wow. Phenomenal figure going on. Doesn't get much better than this, guys. Yeah, white oak. The medullary rays coming out here. Got that cool figure there. Some little cool thing here too. Beautiful figure through here. Get that beautiful cathedral figure down here where you get all kinds of stuff going on. This is a gorgeous log. So we're going to see if we can get this thing flipped over. That's going to be a whole other story. So I'll see if I can flip it by hand for you guys. See if I can throw a little bit of man into it here. And to be honest with you, this log's going to run out of wood. Oh, let me make sure your view's good. This log's going to run out of wood. Oh, you can see it. Down here, right here, fairly quickly. It's probably only 6-8 inches thick right here. There's a little bit more wood down here. We'll get another couple of slabs out of this section from like here down where it's more straight grain as we go. Yeah, this is a gorgeous log. God, that cut's so smooth. There is just not a wave in it. It's perfectly smooth. I'm really glad that this band worked. Didn't want to have to swap them out. So before I flip this, or try to flip it, take a look at what I got going on here. So the only thing that I see, I might want to back this stop up a little bit here, or this log's going to get a little bit crazy when I flip it because there's a bump here. So let's see if I can flip it by hand. See if I can throw some man into it. My Santa, the Christmas parade went great. Danny was awesome. I wish I could have shot video, but I really couldn't because it's for an organization that every time I do that, they ask me to take it down. So I didn't shoot any video. Let's see. I want to get it kind of right here, I think. Probably going to want to get my my log dog assist. It's not that bad. My log dog assist ready to go here. See if that can help me out a little bit. I'm going to try and go straight up with it and then set my log dog assist and then make my final. Come on, thing. This thing never works when I want it to. All right, I'm going to try and give one heave ho here. Oh, it's stuck. Okay, I got to figure out why it's stuck. I don't know. Maybe I can do it. Let's try it. Let's try and go here, maybe. I can get under it here. Okay. Yeah, I got a good bite on it here. Let's try it here. Come on, thing. Stay right there. All right, we're almost there. I don't know what the hell it's sticking on. It's definitely sticking on something. Doesn't look too bad. Would obviously be easier to flip it with the machine. I'm just seeing if I can do it by myself. Come on. Jesus. Okay, let's try it. Yes. All right. Got some man shit going on there. Tight, tight. Log stops are stuck in it. This log stops, it's not that bad. All right. So there's not many slabs in this, to be honest with you. We're going to try to take the top off this thing. To get down into this area here. And I might be able to steal a slab above that. So right now, the top of the log's like at 12, and down here, can't even really tell. It's like at 8. It's right here, this low spot's like at 8. I'll probably take it off at like 10. 12 is skimming the top. I'm going to take it off at 10. And then I think I can steal a 2-inch slab down. And then we'll get a couple of more out of it. So I think we'll start at 10. This isn't going to go anywhere. There's pretty much no bark on this side. So let's try and take one at 10. It's kind of a slab in a log like this is a little bit of a waste of the log, to be honest with you. There's probably a lot more good material in this log than these slabs are going to let us know. I'm going to come up 2 to 12. I'm going to try and skim it there first. It's just cleaning up the log. There's a big bump on it down here. Get some shit out of our way. Piece of firewood here. Get all these chunks off. I apologize that I haven't been milling. Had to do this float this week for the Christmas parade, so that kind of took my week up. So if I come back, so I'm at 12, and I measured down from the band right now. So the top of the log under the band is at 8. I'm going to take a cut at 10. That's not going to yield a very good piece. But under that, I should get a 2-inch slab down to that 8-inch area. So we're going to come back and take a cut at 10. There's really no good way about this here, just because of the shape of the log. I'm going to close down my mouth a couple of clicks. Let's drop it down to 10, take a slab off it, a flitch. Wow, this band cut good. Probably going to come out of the log here after this knot. I need more throat clearance here. It's not the best piece. I won't even show you what's under this. I'm just going to kick this one off the side. It's pretty bendy. It's just garbage. So now our next slab is going to be a good slab. And it's almost going to be full length at 2 inches thick. So I need to drop to 8. I've got to make sure that my stops are at 10 mil. To make sure my stops are out of the way. Look like they are. That one's at 4. That one's down at like 2. This one's less than 6, so I'm good to make a cut at 8. We'll take a slab off at 8. And I'll show you the wood after this stuff. Just singing through the log. Right. Come up 3 cranks, we'll get this out of the way, we'll get the slab off. I'll show you the wood on this one. Go! Nope. Just gonna pull this slab over just a little bit. Get this one off, scrape her off, show you this wood. Wow, there's a lot going on here. And this is a good slab here. Depending on what size bench you want to make, it's a pretty good slab. I'll scrape this thing off, show you the wood. Then we'll drop down to 6. We're going to have to drop our stops a little bit. Wow, pretty. I know you're going to hear the mill noise because it's still running, but man, there is a lot going on here. Some gorgeous figure in this. Then it gets pretty straight grain down this end. Still, really, if you want to make some benches out of it, beautiful for that. So I have got to drop my stop. I'll show you each slab on the way off here. Next cut's going to be at 6, but I got to drop my stop first. Right now I'm not gogged down at all, so I can go ahead and just shove it over and drop it. This one I can get all the way down to the bottom, I think. I think I can get this one all the way down. Yep. And then This one's not even going to touch, so I'm just going to drop it all the way down. And this one's going to get dropped down to, we'll see where we can get it down to. Yeah, looks like pretty much all the way to the bottom. I think it'll still hold it here. Yep. All right, so I think we're good. We can go ahead and dog this thing off. We can make our 6 or 4, 3 more cuts, 6, 4, 2. That one won't go in. Almost doesn't even need to be dogged at this point. Nope, I can't get it dogged with this one. All right, so let's take it at 6, and then 4, then 2. We'll look at each slab on the way through. I don't know if you can tell, but the motor's right in the power band right now. The fan noise is nice and consistent. And it's the same speed the whole time. Well, I don't know, we just stuck through there. We just stuck through something funny there. One, two, three. I don't know what the hell we cut through down here, but that was weird. That was at 6. Probably could go ahead and cut it at 4. As the fan cut through something weird. Not loving life right now. Still feels like it's speeding fine. I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cranks. We're going to shut it off. We're going to pull these slabs up, see what happened in that cut. It's still cutting okay. It's not cutting as good as it was. I don't know if we hit something or not. Kind of felt like we did. We'll scrape it off, take a look at it. Oh, shoot. That's what we didn't want to see. So we did hit something. I don't know what it was, but we went crazy right here. This dropped down. Wow. Damn it. And it didn't wreck this slab because it did it right here after this spot, but wow, did that thing go crazy. That would have been, if that happened in the middle of the slab, that would have been a log wrecker. It dropped down a mile. That's the noise it made. I'm surprised the band didn't come off. Come on. Try not to crush my fingers. Holy crap. Wow. That band went nuts right there. I'm like, wow, like that's almost the worst I've ever seen. That's the worst dip I think I've ever seen. God, I can't get the thing over there. I'm going to show you this. This is, this would have been a log wrecker. It doesn't look like it hit anything either. Wow, holy crap. This would have wrecked this log if it had happened in the middle of the log. Because we're getting so few slabs out of this. The good part, the only good part, is that it happened right here before we got out into the thin section. But I mean, it dropped, holy shit, it dropped over an inch. Wow. We have to see what the next one looks like. I'll show you this here. It's really, that's amazing. It's amazing that the band stayed on. Get down here low. Look, you see how far that dropped? So I wonder, so I got my tape measure right here. Let's check whether we went from 2 inches to 1.5 inches or whether we rose up at some point. Yeah, we definitely rose up at some point too. It's above 2 here. It's almost 2 there. And it is 2 there. So it rose up a little bit here and then it went subterranean. Hold on, sorry, it's getting so wavy. I'm pulling my tape measure out. So it's only inch, it's almost less than 1.75 inches there. But that is a huge bump drop right there. Now the cut below it looks pretty straight. So we'll take a look at that and see what that looks like. And like I said, I didn't see anything that we hit. There's no metal or anything in it up here. Some weird figure where it came out of kind of some couple of hard knots. It came out of some hard knots and then just went subterranean right here. That's by far the worst dip I've ever seen on my sawmill. I don't know if I can get back enough to show you how bad that is. That's a huge dip. Now there's nothing back here. It might look like it because the edge is a natural edge, but it's super flat from there all the way to right there. Right in the middle of the camera right now, and then it goes whoop. So let's pull this one off and let's see how the cut below it was. If it's good, that sucks. It doesn't suck too bad because, you know, he can take this end off from right here to right here. You just cut that off and the rest of it's good. Well, I'm hoping the one below it's not bad. And it doesn't look bad. I don't see anything obvious. Wow, that's a heavy slab. This is how stout this slab is. This beautiful figure in the one below it, lots of rays. I got to be careful when it falls. I don't crush my fingers here. Ugh. Holy crap, you got to see this dip. That is the biggest dip I've ever cut on the sawmill. I mean, it's huge. Just goes, whew. This cut looks pretty flat. Let's scrape it off and take a look at it. It's got lots of cool stuff going on. Oh, there's some waves in it. Yep, oh man. Damn it. We hit something. We hit something in this log. I don't know what it was, but we got a really big wave here. And it's pretty flat all the way through here. Pretty flat. Pretty flat. There's a bump right here a little bit. So I'm going to show you this slab. I'm going to have to try to make the final pass on this log. Feeding it pretty slow. See if I can save it. That stinks. This beautiful figure here. I know you guys are going to have a hard time seeing it, but this beautiful medullary rays all through this here. And a starburst right here of medullary rays. But there's a pretty good dip down right there. See if I get it from the side. Yeah, you can see it from here. You see that ski slope right there. And then the rest of the way, it cut pretty flat. Actually, you can see I don't know if I can get my camera in the right orientation, but you can kind of see the rays. You can see all the medullary rays from my eye view right now, all the way down that slab. So I'm going to try to make my last pass and go really slow. Man, look at that ski slope. Gosh darn it, man. I mean, again, it's not like a huge deal because he can always cut it off right there. And he's gold, but this is, I'm not going to change a band for one final cut. See if I can manage it through. And then I think what I'll do is I'll take these that one that came off before it, and just cut that end chunk off. Probably do the same thing right here. It only drops down this far. Just cut this chunk right off. Shit. I don't really feel super sharp anymore, but they're not dull. Damn it. That really stinks. So I'll try and take a nice slow pass at 2 and see if we can get a nice smooth cut off this. Wow. Look at that bump in that one. There's just no good way about it. I mean, the only spot on this whole cut that it's uneven is right here. So I think I'm going to just try to feed a slow 2-inch pass through the middle of this. See if we can get a good cut. This beautiful raise in this one. This is the money slab right here. There was something in that log. I have no idea what it was, but something made this thing go crazy. That dip right there is insane. So let's see if we can get a 2-inch pass out of this. We're going to try and feed it nice and slow and let it recut the whole way through. I'm going to close the mouth down as much as I can until I have to open it back up. All right. All right, let's see how we did. That really stinks. Damn it. See how flat this bottom slab came out. Oh, yeah, it didn't cut very good. I can tell from here. There's waves all over it. Scrape this one off. We'll see what it looks like. Beautiful slab. Again, there's that weird dip right in the beginning right here. There's a dip right there, or a bump right there, one of the two. Really flat until right here. There's a dip right here. That kind of stinks. Show you the slab. It's gorgeous. Just, it's not flat. Beautiful figure, beautiful rays in it. This thing, it's gorgeous rays all through here. Beautiful rays all through here, down through there. But the problem is that it dipped down really bad right in the beginning right there again. You see it. So I think this band is pretty much at the end of its life. Other than that, it cut pretty good. Cut fairly flat. There's like one little bump like right there, but nothing crazy other than that little chunk right on the end right there that can just get cut right off, which I probably will just do. Probably just bring a circular saw over here and cut that right off so he doesn't even have to get confused, because from there down it's pretty good and it's got good figure, and there's no figure down there where it dipped. And if you look at the one from before it, you see the same thing there. I'll probably just pull that over and cut that right off too. And that is about it for this log. And I think we've finally seen the end, probably for the first time, of a Stellicut band. I don't think I'd seen that. I haven't seen that yet with a Stellicut band, where a Stellicut band started cutting wavy. I did have one break on the weld the other day when I was just coiling it up, but I have not had a Stellicut band do this kind of stuff. It cuts smooth as shit. I mean, if you look at the finish on this slab, look at the finish on the slab. Now I'm zooming in as close as I can get. The finish on the slab is beautiful. It cuts smooth as hell, like super smooth. There's not even any lines in it. You know, there aren't even saw marks on it. Get in close, you know, you can't even see like any saw marks on it. So it cuts super smooth, but it certainly didn't like what was going on. Now, I am probably going to have to do some, I think it's the band. I'm not going to go crazy on my mill trying to check it for level and all that stuff right now. I think it's just the band. I think the band is gone. It is odd how it dipped down in the beginning over there. That's almost like my band's pointed down versus the saw bed. So maybe I will check it. You know what? Let's do this. Let's check. For those of you who've hung on, if you want to stay on and see this, let's check what our band looks like compared to our mill. See if we have a dip in the band, because what it did there in the beginning is abnormal, how it went straight downhill. It only did it after that one weird cut. So I'm tending to think that it is from the band just is gone. But let's see real quick, find a spot where we can check it. So that needs to go up. Yeah, so it looks like the band is pointing down a little bit. Let's find another spot where we can check it. And that side's pretty perfect. This side looks like the band's pointing down a little bit. It's not that bad though, but it does look like the band's pointing down a little bit. Let's check my saw rail and see what that looks like. My rail's going down a little bit too. So it is cutting parallel to the rail. The other side, let's see if the other side's level. Yeah, the other side's level. So my mill's a little twisted right now. Either that corner's high or this middle's low. And I'm tending one of the two. Either that corner over there is high or the middle's low, and it looks like the band is parallel to the mill. So compared to the other side, it's a little bit twisted. Didn't really cut super twisted. It just dove down into the cut. And I think that's more dull than anything, but that's going to have to be, this will have to be fixed before I go on to another log. This is all the logs I'm going to cut today. Like I said, I'm going to measure over where that dip off stops, and I'll cut that off. And I'll probably do the same on the other end, just so that he doesn't get confused when he tries to make a bench out of it and think he has to sand the whole thing. And I'll do the same to this one. I'll cut that dip off the end so it's fairly flat. And away we go. Get this one out of the way. As far as smoothness goes, you know, for what he's going to sand, it's smooth as shit, which is great. But I got to fix this dip before I cut Mike Trotto's logs. And it wasn't doing that before. So it's kind of, this is, I hate to use the term all the time, but this is what happens when you mill. You know, you're dropping big logs on here and you're hitting this with the machine and everything else, and that's what happens. Plus it poured for a couple days and water's moving around here and everything else. So I got to put the mill away. I got bad weather moving in. I don't know if you guys can see the sky, but we got bad weather coming this way. It's supposed to start raining about 3 or 4 o'clock and really rain heavy overnight. So I got to get the mill put away. I'll get these slabs put up. And the next thing we got to mill is we got to mill these, we got to mill 1x6s out of these 5 logs right here. You thought they were sycamore. They look kind of mapley to me, especially that one right there looks like a Norway maple, but the rest of them, I'm not really sure. It doesn't really look like sycamore bark. But they do have weird growth rings on them. The growth rings are pretty coarse, which you don't see in the growth rings are pretty coarse. You don't see that in maple a lot. You know, usually maple, you see nice tight growth rings like that right there, where you almost don't even see the growth rings, yet the wood's just white. These growth rings are pretty coarse. So those coarse growth rings don't look like maple. They almost look more like oak, but it's not oak. So it could be sycamore. And he wants all these milled up into 1x6s, all 5 of these logs. So that's our next one. You can kind of see where that dipped down there right at the beginning. If you look at the left side of the slab, you can see where it dipped that first 1.5 feet, which is no big deal. After that, it cut really flat. So I'm going to cut that right off. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Cut that 1.5 feet off. And away we go. We'll take it from there. But I appreciate the watch. I want to get a video up because I haven't been videoing. Danny's not here with me today. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off all day, except for the little bit of time I got to sit down at lunch. And I'll get these put up, and Ed can get them when he gets out of the hospital. Hopefully he's feeling better. He's not feeling very good right now. So appreciate it. And for now, for myself, mechanics, Danny, who's not here, Pirate Solutions, we hope you have a great Christmas if I don't see you. And it's Pirate Solutions out.